Hello everyone, I again have another anime review for everybody. This time we are going to be reviewing Mobile Suit Gundam Iron Blood Orphans. Now, anyone who knows me personally knows that I love my mech anime. So there's going to be a few reviews about those. I'm going to be a little biased, not going to lie. So if I start gushing about it, take everything with a grain of salt. So for anyone who hasn't heard of Gundam, it's basically, for the most part, if you ever want to try any Gundam series, you can jump into almost anything you like, truthfully. Most of the stories are standalone stories, like Iron Blood Orphans. This one starts off with a mercenary group. Now, this mercenary group is on Mars, because this is in the distant future, and Earth has a colony on Mars. Now, let's just say, the people in this military organization have employed children who have gotten this genetically modified surgery, which helps them pilot basically little worker robots and mobile suits. Yeah, that's as bad as it sounds. Now, in the first episode, this mercenary organization is being attacked and leaves these kids behind to defend the fort and basically die. Not a good start. This one's pretty dark. So the kids are able to repel the attack by activating the Gundam, which was supplying power to their entire base. And one of them was able to fight off the entire army basically single-handedly. So yeah, that's the start of just about any good Gundam series. That's the general premise. Basically, the kids take over and rename this mercenary organization, and then go on to, in the first season, lead the leader of, not the leader, the symbol of Mars's want for independence to Earth, where she is able to convince enough people to allow Mars its independence. And that's the first season. It's a really good story, very emotional. The characters are very endearing. At first, you really, you don't know if you like the characters, but they really grow on you. This Gundam series, compared to others, all of the characters are really, you gotta question their morals. All of them, good guys, bad guys. You can't actually put those labels on most of them. Most of the characters aren't outright villains. They have their own reasons for doing things, and the show shows you that very well. Yeah. How it ends with the second season, well, let me just give my score now. I give this, because of the emotional roller coaster and how great the fights were, a 9 out of 10. And the reason the fights were so great compared to most other Gundam series is there was no beam spam. There was no lasers going off everywhere, one suit just taking out 100 with a single strike. This isn't that. In this distant future, laser weapons don't work that well because all mobile suits have a special armor which kind of diffuses that. And so throughout the whole show, there's only going to be one laser weapon. And it doesn't do a very good job of taking out the main character's suit, but that's all I'm going to say about that. A lot of the combat is gritty, hand-to-hand weapons crushing other suits. Actual projectile bullets. The higher the caliber, the better. I mean, you could spray a machine gun into one of these suits with low caliber bullets, and it just, pings off of them. It's rather interesting. It makes for great combat compared to a lot of other series, as well as the choreography of the combat's great. So getting into spoiler territory here, because that's why I wanted to throw the score out, and I wanted to discuss the ending. If you really think about it, did the bad guy win? Because it kind of feels like the bad guy won. I mean, the main character's group lives on, just without their leader. Or, you know, their main Gundam, Barbados. And it's just heartbreaking the way it ended. I mean, if anyone goes back and rewatches that final scene where both the Gundams are just standing there and get hit by those dying slaves. God, orbital weapons suck. And then they still go on fighting. Broken, injured. I know a lot of people wanted Mika to survive. And, you know, as much as that would have made for an amazing ending, it couldn't have ended that way. Not the way that they painted the series. I mean, he was already half disabled, like couldn't move an arm, couldn't move a leg, couldn't move half his body. Had to be carried everywhere. And just using that much more of the Gundam's power in the last fight, he was fused with it. There's no way of that ending well, as unfortunate as that was. Other fights of note was Barbados versus the Mole Armor. Was absolutely epic. The final fight with Ayn at the end of the first season, also epic. Other than those two fights, though, I mean, the rest of the fights were great, and they showed a lot of technical skill. I guess I was just a sucker for Barbados the whole time. But anyway, that is my review of Gundam Iron Blood Orphans, and I hope to be doing less rambling in my future reviews, and go more into detail about the series to do them justice, because this one definitely deserved it, as well as other series I will be doing in the future. Now, anything that I do in the future are going to be series that I've personally watched all the way through, and have, at least, if there is source material, some kind, that I at least know about it and have tried it, or if I don't know about it, someone leave a comment, let me know, so I can go into even greater detail about it. But anyway, to anyone who's watching, thank you, and I will have more videos soon.